This conference will now be recorded.
So, good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to discuss on few topics. First one is Jenkins home directory, and the second one is Jenkins user access and security. Okay, Jenkins user access and security. And the next one is Git and Jenkins integration. Git and Jenkins integration. The next one is different build options. Like we have in the build section, we have trigger build remotely, and we have options like build periodically, whole SCM, and we have a couple of build options. And the next thing is we will see sequential execution of jobs. So like this, we will discuss a couple of topics. Okay. So the first thing is Jenkins home directory. Let me log into my machine. So this is my Jenkins machine. Yesterday I installed Jenkins in RHL machine. Let me start this. So the default directory or path of Jenkins is varlib Jenkins. Okay, /var /lib /Jenkins. So all the information related to Jenkins, like Jenkins installation, Jenkins jobs, okay, Jenkins users list. So all this information is present now, will be present in this default directory. Okay. So let's connect to our server. Oh, this is not our instance. Jenkins server here. Connect. SSH connect. Yeah. So this is my M key, public key. Now I'm connecting to my server. Okay. Simply say yes. I'm logging in as root user sudo su -. Now I would like to check the status of Jenkins, if it is running or not. Okay, Jenkins. Sorry, we have command called systemctl status Jenkins. See, this is running. Jenkins is running in this server. So if it is in stopped state, you can simply give systemctl start Jenkins. Okay, systemctl start Jenkins. I'll give these commands here in the notepad. Okay, so now the status of Jenkins. enter, and to start the Jenkins, this is the command. Okay, and to stop Jenkins, you just simply give systemctl stop Jenkins. Okay, generally we don't do this. We don't stop any Jenkins server. And also we have one option to restart Jenkins server. Okay, restart Jenkins. This will restart the Jenkins server. Okay. So these commands are to restart the Jenkins. Now just simply do Control C, and I want to check the default Jenkins directory. Before that, let's connect to Jenkins. This is my public IP, and I'm going to browser simply http and colon slash slash my public IP and colon 8080. So it is asking for username and password. Yesterday we provided username and password. So I'm giving that username and password. So now yesterday we created one job, right? So this is my simple Jenkins dashboard. Let's create one more job. Okay, let's create one more job like job 2. Click on this freestyle project. Click on OK. So going forward, we will discuss all these things, but right now, just focus only on the build section. This build session, I'm simply giving one shell command. I want to execute on shell command. And this shell command, I just wanted to give echo. This is job 2. So what this echo command will do? It will print whatever there in the this quotes. Okay, double quotes. Whatever is there in the double quotes, it will print. And also, I would like to print the date. Let's see what happens. This, save this. Okay, and click on here. Left side we have options like what is it? Status, change, workspace. Okay. Now just simply click on build now. See here on build is started. If you click on that, it will take you to console output. Okay. So it is executed 2 commands. Okay. First command we gave is Jenkins job 2. So this is the output. And second command is we executed date as we gave date as date, right? So it printed the date. Okay. So this is the date. Now let's go back to the project. In this server, I told you, right? The default home directory of Jenkins is varlib Jenkins. Let's go to cd /var/lib/Jenkins. If you do ls, see we have number of files, okay, number of directories. I told you, right? Whichever is in what is it, white color, they are files, and whichever is in blue color, they are directories. Okay, they are directories. Let's see. Let's log into this jobs. Okay, cd jobs. If you do ls, see we have 2 jobs in Jenkins. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. We have 2 jobs in Jenkins. Okay, job 1 and job 2. So we have that information in the server. Okay, cd j s. Okay, so if you enter into this job, you can see the builds config.xml build number. So in the background it has created some information. Okay, let's see what it is. Cat n tab. So next build number is 2, means we have done only one build, right? So what is the next build number? The number will be second, right? That is why it is showing 2. Config.xml, let's see. So this in the background it has when the build is started, it has created on what is it, configuration information. We don't have to do anything. We don't need to remember anything. Okay. So it will simply execute a few commands and it will start create this configuration. So cd dot dot, now cd dot dot, we are in job section. Yes. Okay, job 1, job 2. Now let's go back to Jenkins form directory. Yes. Here we have one more folder called secrets. Okay, cd c tab secrets. Okay, if you do ls in this secrets file, it contains all the sensitive information about this Jenkins server. Okay, about this Jenkins server. See, these are all files. Okay, let's see what is this master key. Cat master key. See, this is in some binary digits. So this is some privacy key that is related to Jenkins installation. Okay. So like this secret folder contains all the passwords or secret information, whatever the Jenkins is required. This contains all this information. Okay. Now let's do Control C. Okay. And what is this instance key? Yeah. So we have some different keys. We don't need to worry about these keys. Okay. And in the real time also we don't use these keys. Just we need to know like where the passwords are present. If you created any passwords. Okay. So this has some different format. So that's why it's not executing. Yeah. So if you want to know like if someone asks you where is the Jenkins passwords and all, you can go to the secrets folder and you can see, since you don't have any passwords, so it is we don't have that information here. But by default to Jenkins, when the Jenkins is installed, it will create some secrets set. So those secrets will be inside the secrets folder. Okay. So this is the Jenkins workspace. Jenkins workspace is nothing but cd workspace. This workspace, it will also contain different directory. So the build, whatever the projects are there in our Jenkins, same like like jobs, it will also contain the build information. Okay, let's look into the jobs. cd job 1. Yes. So we don't have any files in the project, right? So that is why it's not displaying anything. cd dot cd job ls. So in this job also we don't have any file. We just simply executed a shell script. That is why it is not displaying any file. If we have any file, it will display. Okay. So Java workspace is nothing but Jenkins workspace. It will display all the jobs and files inside that job. So let's come to this users. cd users ls. So yesterday we generally by default there will be one user, right? Admin user. This is admin user, and this is the user that we created. Okay. So yesterday we created one user called Priya. Let's go to this Jenkins. Let's go to manage Jenkins, and somewhere we see manage users. Okay. See, we have Priya user, right? Admin user and Priya user. So we have that information here. You can check the list of users in this directory. And this user.xml is, it will, by default when you create users, it will create one file, okay, XML file. So it has this information. I think it doesn't have any information. So what else is there? Plugins. CD.
బ్రో
Um,
హలో
sorry.
సిడి యూజర్స్ కొట్టలా యూజర్ కొట్టారు సారీ క్యాట్ యూజర్స్ డాట్ ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ కొట్టండి ఒకసారి
Sorry.
ఒకసారి
Oh, sorry. Yeah. At users.xml. No,
మళ్ళీ
actually.
జెన్కిన్స్ లోకి వచ్చారు యూజర్స్
No, Jenkins లో
సరే
users. Wait.
ఆహా, అట్లా.
Wait. Don't get confused. CD users.
యా యూజర్స్
That users.xml. Understood? Okay.
ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్
Okay.
ఎస్
Okay. So sorry for the confusion. I forgot to add ES in the body cancel. Okay. Now, whenever user is created, by default it will create this some configure, user.xml file. Okay. And we don't need all this information. Okay. So generally we don't care about this information. Only thing we need to care about is users. Who else is there in the users list. Okay. If you want to check the list of users, you can check the list of users here. But we don't consider this users.xml and all. So by default, whenever you create users, it will in the background it will create some new files like user.xml and all. Okay. In real time, we don't need to look into this information. Thus, you need to know, like, whenever you create user, it will create some files. Okay. Let's go back to Jenkins direct. And these plugins. Okay. Let's see what is plugins. Yes. So if you say this, yesterday when we installed Jenkins, we selected one option, right? Install something like default plugins. So Jenkins by default it has installed all the required plugins. If you see, it has installed GitHub plugin, it has installed Grad plugin. So whatever the pipeline that is required for Jenkins, so by default it has installed all the plugins. Okay. So the series we have Git plugin here. Okay. And yeah, so credentials for creating a usernames and password, we need credentials, right? So we have credentials plugin here. So by default, for pipelines, creating pipelines, we need pipeline plugins, right? So whatever plugins are there, so Jenkins by default it has installed these pipe plugins. Okay, so let's get into this. What else is there? User content, user workspace. So these are the important some important directories. Okay, let's go to logs as well. So we don't have any major projects in our Jenkins. That is why we don't have much information. Okay, ls tasks. Okay. cd yes. So I think it has created some log information for that two jobs that has which has run in Jenkins. Okay. Now let's see that log information. Okay. So if you see this information is about job one. So when the job is executed, when it is finished, so the date and time. Okay. All this information we have in this file. Okay. Like this, you can check the um, build information. Okay. The logs information in this log session. Okay, if something is wrong with Jenkins, okay, like in the middle of the job when you are running the job, if something happens, you can check these logs. Also, you have some information on the dashboard. Somewhere you will have system logs. Okay, Here also you can check this information, all Jenkins logs. Okay, here you will be having all the Jenkins jobs information and the logs information. Okay, now let's go to cd.dot. So this is about Jenkins home directory. So the major directories which we need to look into is plugins and secrets if there are any passwords, and users list, who are the users using Jenkins and this workspace. Okay, and let's see what is this secret key. So this is the Jenkins secret password. I think yesterday we used it to log in Jenkins. Okay, dot dot. Control C. Now cd tilt files exchange is there. Let's go to the Jenkins UI. Okay, let's go to Jenkins UI. So manage Jenkins, and in this Jenkins directory we have manage users. Okay, manage users. I have Priya user. Okay, I have Priya user. So let me create one more user, Hari, and let me give password as Hari. Confirm password Hari. Okay, full name Hari DevOps. You can give anything. Okay, but in real time you need to give that user information. Email address Hari, something Hari 123 @gmail.com. So simply create user. Okay, now let's go to manage Jenkins session and configure global security. Okay, configure global security. Before that, we will log in as that Hari user. Okay, Hari user. What we can do is we'll simply take this Jenkins URL. Okay, so since I am explaining this in only on laptop, I am logging in a incognito mode. It will ask for username and password. Simply user is Hari and password is also Hari. Let's sign in. If you check this, so Hari DevOps is a username, and Hari can see all these jobs. Okay, all the build information, jobs information. Okay, why? Because he has the complete access as the admin. Okay, I'll show you. Let's go to dashboard. So now I am the admin. So let's go to manage Jenkins. This manage Jenkins session. If you go to global in the security session, if you go to configure global security, okay, here somewhere, yeah. So if you say this, Jenkins is using its own database, you don't need to worry about it. In authorization session, we have multiple options. Okay, we have multiple options. First option is anyone can do anything. Okay, you should not select this option. Okay, because if you select this option, any user can do any operations. They can destroy the Jenkins server itself. And generally by default, legacy mode we don't use it. So behaves exactly same as Jenkins less than 1. So 1.64 version. So there is one previous version. So this legacy, if you select this legacy mode, it will include some unknown users, and it will give complete access to the users. Even we don't select this in the real time, we use either matrix based security or project based matrix security. But let's see this third option, logged in users can do anything. So we can ignore these two options, we don't use them at all. So logged in users can do anything. Okay, so by default, let's go back to dashboard once again. By default, this option it is in enabled state. Okay, so let's go to manage Jenkins again and configure global security. If you see this, By default, this option, it is in enabled state. What is the meaning of this? If you check this, in this mode, every logged in user gets full control of Jenkins. The only user who won't have full control is anonymous user. Who is the anonymous user? Suppose uh, this Jenkins doesn't have any
Unknown
security.
user.
Hello? Uh, Unknown user. Anonymous is nothing but if this Jenkins doesn't have any password or username, okay, if you give this URL, no anyone can access. Okay, that user is called anonymous user. So the unknown person is anonymous user. So the only user who won't have full control is anonymous user, and who only gets read access. Meaning, if you give, but our Jenkins server has username and password. So that is why anonymous users cannot access this. But if it doesn't have the username and password, anonymous users they will get read access. Okay. So, but we created user using this Jenkins, right? So that user can access that user can get complete control of this Jenkins server. If you say this here, you can see this. You can see the jobs information. Okay, you can create users as well. Okay, if you go to manage Jenkins, I think he has option to create users. See manage users. So here you can create users as well. Like admin, this user has got all the permissions. Okay, right now I am in Hari DevOps. This person has the complete access of as admin access. Okay, because this option is enabled. Let's go to matrix based security, for example. So when you go to matrix based security, here you will be having options like anonymous users, authenticated users, or add user. Authenticated users are nothing but the users in the team, like whoever you gave access to. Okay, add user. But right now we have only one user, so we'll talk in the one user aspect. Okay, you can add group as well. Group is nothing but, so if you have team, if you have created a group, so you can add that group. By default in organizations, if you have a Jenkins group, okay, then you can add that group and you can provide securities. But most of the time what happens is new user will join in your organization, and you need to create the user access to that user, and you will provide access at user level only. So let's add user. We have Hari user, right? Let's check. So see, Hari DevOps, it is added. Now, if you check this list, so it has the complete information. So if you want to provide read access to Hari, just this is for complete overall. See, if you check this session overall, if you want to provide read access to Hari, only read access to Hari. Here, see this read. You can select read and save this. Okay. Now let's go to Hari DevOps and refresh this Jenkins. Okay. See, Hari permission is changed. Okay. If you check this, Hari is not able to see anything, is not able to check the jobs at all. Okay, so is not able to check the build history, no? Which builds are there in the admin user. Okay, is not able to check that information. Now let's try to change some permissions. Okay, config global security. Okay, now I will create few more permissions to this Hari. Okay, permissions like jobs, workspace access I can give, read access I can give. Okay, here workspace access is there, read access is there. Okay, and also move access is there, and create option is there. The to create option is to create jobs, create a new job. Okay, delete option, it is to delete a job. So generally in real time, we don't give this option. For example, if he's a some superior person who has experience, we can give this option. But for a user who is not aware of this Jenkins, we should not give this option because they can delete the jobs. Okay, something like configure, and also this build. Okay, what this will build, the permission grants ability to start a new build. You can see this. If I put my cursor here, it is showing this option. Like this, I am providing certain access for view also. Let me give some read access, delete, or create. Okay. Now let's save it and see what happens. Okay. Let's go to hurry user and refresh. See, my views has been added. Build history. If you check this build history, hurry user, you can see the jobs. Okay. You can see the build information. What is happened in the what is it? Admin Jenkins account. Okay. You can check the views. He can create the job. Okay. Freestyle job. Now he has access to create jobs. Okay. Because we provided certain access. Where is our admin account? Yeah. This is the admin account, right? So we created certain access. That is why user is able to create the jobs and perform some operations. But always this action should be enabled. Okay, this read permission should be enabled because you needs to read the Jenkins. You needs to access the Jenkins at least on read level. Then only he can perform some operations. That is the reason you need to select this read option, and you can give any permissions. If you give credentials access, he can create credentials. Okay, he can use it create credentials. Okay, let's say for example, say somewhere, see credentials option is there, right? It is enabled, so he can create credentials. How you can create credentials? Let's say for example here, if you click on this session, system add domain, we have option. Okay, so here you can give the domain name and description. Okay, host name, and if you click on create, it will create. Okay, so we will talk about this session later. Okay, but we have so many topics to discuss, so let's go with the flow. So now this is how we'll provide secure access to Jenkins user. Okay, this is how we'll provide access to, we'll provide security to Jenkins account. If you give administrator access, okay, if you remove all these actions, if you give administrator access, what will happen? Hari is administrator. He can do anything. Okay, he can delete anything. He can add anything. So, but by default, we should not give admin access. Let's keep it like this only and save. Okay. Also, we have what is this? Mhm. Configure global security. We have one more option called matrix based security. Sorry, project based matrix authorization strategy. See, here also you'll be having same options. Nothing is changed. Okay. Here also you'll be having same options. You can also add user. Okay, like we have something like. The only difference is if the Jenkins is on complete what do you say, company level, you can use that option. This is project level. Suppose if you want to specially give access to your project members. Okay, this is project based matrix authorization security. Hence, only you can only your project members if you want to provide access to it. So then you can use this. But matrix based security, it is overall Jenkins level. Generally, what happens in the organization is they will create one Jenkins account. Okay, and there will be one administrator. Okay, irrespective of the project. Okay, for suppose if there are 2 3 projects are running, they will provide this Jenkins access to those people. Okay, even from different people from different projects also can access same Jenkins account. But in that case, you can use this matrix based. And if you want to segregate means separate access. If you want to provide separate access to your project members, you can use this option. Okay, here also the options will be same like read access, write access. Okay, and you need to save it. Okay, so this is how we'll provide access to Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins security. Now we can give the option is manage Jenkins and configure global security. Under manage Jenkins session, configure global security. Okay. Now let's discuss on Git and Jenkins integration. Okay. This is Haridav. Okay. I'm logging out. Let's discuss on Jenkins and Git integration. See, suppose I am starting one project, okay, called some shell project one. Okay, I'm giving this name project right now, shell project one. I'm just clicking on this project, digital project. Click on OK. So this section has different parameters. Okay, in this parameters, ignore everything. So yesterday what we have done in the source code management session, we just simply selected none and we gave one shell command here. Okay, like echo something, and we executed that build. But we have option to Git. Okay, we have option to integrate our GitHub account with this Git. So not only our GitHub account, so you can you can integrate any GitHub account if you have that URL. Okay, repository URL. So let's see. So this Git is visible here because the Git plugin is already installed on Jenkins. That is the reason this Git is visible. Okay, let's go to GitHub account. So I have so many projects in my GitHub account. Let's take this shell scripts. Okay, it has some simple shell script I created today. Okay, if you in this we have one file called user.sh. Let's see what is this user.sh. In this, okay, user.sh, I have written some commands. Okay, first three commands are to execute the content inside that echo command, and next is ps, something related to process. Next is date, and fourth one is again I want to display my name. These are very simple commands. Okay, so let's go to this shell scripts project, and here in the add session you have HTTP link, right? You just copy this link. Okay, you just copy this link. Where is the GitHub? Yeah, here we have option called Git, right? So just simply give this Git link. Okay, please enter Git repository. Fail to connect to Git repository, error performing Git command. Okay, so what could be the reason? Here yum install git -y. On the server we will install Git. Okay, let's check. Add repository and add Git repository. Fail to connect to repository, error performing Git command. Ls remote -h net. So this uses the same syntax as your Git clone. Okay, let's restart our Jenkins server before doing this because we installed Git, right? So systemctl restart Jenkins. Now just log out of Jenkins. So when you are restarting the server, you can see, please wait while Jenkins is getting ready to work. Okay. Now just give admin and admin. Let's go to this shell project. So if you go to this project now, we have option to configure. So in this configure, we can edit anything. Let's go. And where is the Git repository? Just get this code. Okay. Again, this is coming now. Ready to connect to Git repository. Let us perform remote. This. Let's take one more repository. For example. Let's go to dashboard once we check the global tools configuration. Okay, you select this install automatically. Okay. In the Git installations, I just selected install automatically. Now just save it. Let's go to dashboards, simple shell project. Okay, and configure session. Again, wait, let me restart the server. It should not come like this. Configure. Okay, let's check what happens. Let's check the result. So we have main branch, right? So generally, need to select the main branch here. And I'm not giving any options. So to integrate Git, we need to copy that URL here and we need to select the branch. Okay, ignore about this. Let's see what happens. And in the build session, since my code is user.sh, right? So if you want to execute any shell command, so the command will be sh user.sh because this is in file. I want to execute my files. Okay, chmod +x and that file name because I'm providing full permissions to What is the full permission? Is execution permission to this user.sh. Let's save this and see what happens. Okay, build now. I think it's failed. Cloning Git repository, that is fine. So Jenkins.io cannot run the program Git in directory varlib Jenkins work space error number 2. Okay. So I think this Jenkins, it is not taking Git. Let's resolve this. Wait.
బ్రో ఇప్పుడు
Fine.
మనం గిట్ బ్యాష్ టెర్మినల్ లో క్లోనింగ్ చేయలేదు కదా మరి ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ గురించి
ఇక్కడ
అందుకోసం
అది ఏమంటారు మనం చేసినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా క్లోన్ చేయాలి. అది యాక్చువల్గా పర్పస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అదే. ఓకే, సో మనకి సంబంధం లేదు. యాక్చువల్లీ అది క్లోన్ చేయాలి. చూద్దాం. యాక్చువల్లీ ఏదో రాకూడదు. ఎందుకోసం గిట్ జెంకిన్స్ గిట్ ని రీడ్ చేయలేకపోతుంది. Global security, global tool configurations. No, wait, manage plugins. Okay. Install plugins లో git ఉండాలి. So install plugins, we have git plugin. Okay, there is no error in it. There is this build list, manage tools, configure global tool configuration. I just remove this, add git installation, add git, save it, simple git, install automatically. Use this option. Now let's go to build history, sample project, configure, so this is fine.
అదే గిట్ పార్ట్ తీసుకోవట్లేదేమో సాయి కిరణ్.
Exactly, but
గ్లోబల్ టూల్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ కి వెళ్ళి చెక్ చేయండి సెట్టింగ్స్.
one minute, please. Shell project 1 cannot run. Error cloning remote repo origin. So this something is wrong with the remote repository. So you are trying to say something?
ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ దాని పాత ఇవ్వచ్చు కదా గిట్ది.
But install automatically. See, when you give this, it will automatically install the git. Okay, and also manually we have installed git in the server. Okay, status, or else you can say beta hyphen version. Install hyphen y. Now let's check to download. Some CTL, restart Jenkins. So Jenkins is restarting. Okay, so let's create one project, okay, and we'll see shell project 2 and click on freestyle the project. Now if you click on OK, select Git and my GitHub repository, where is it? So I click on DevOps and go to this repository. Just copy this. Fail to connect to repository. Error performing git command. Let's Google this. Is this error? Translations have to get executed. For example, I was getting some error in Windows. I installed the Git chapter. My God location PowerShell. Okay, but we have written remove, what is it? Remove this location. I don't know why this is giving the error. Okay. Let's go to Google. This should install Git automatically. And also we have Git in the server. Hyphen version. Strange. Okay, it's almost 9 p.m. Okay, we will resolve this error tomorrow. Okay. Still we are getting this expression. So we'll do one thing. So today we discussed about security, right? And let's discuss another topic for a couple of minutes. How to trigger the build remotely. Okay. And this Git issue, I'll look into it, and tomorrow we'll discuss this. Why we are getting this exception. So, for example, the build section. See, let's consider this is a new project, shell project. I just give one echo command. That is, this is shell project. Okay. Now, uh, I want to execute the data as well. Okay. This is simple project. Just save this. Let's go to configure. And here we have an option called trigger this build remotely. Okay. Trigger this build remotely. What is this option? So, um, if you have created this information, okay, like you have created the content inside this Jenkins site, and you want someone to execute this build, or else, so you want to just execute this build with only one link. Okay, let's say for example, we need to create one authentication token. I'm giving my authentication token as, let's say, like some name, or else we'll give some number. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 as token. Okay, what it is saying, use the following URL link to trigger build remotely. Jenkins. So you need to take this till this link, okay? Or build with parameters. What is the meaning? You can take slash build from a token name, or else you can give slash build with the parameters. So we will take this link, Jenkins URL until this token name. Copy this into Notepad. Okay, copy this into Notepad, and then the token name we gave it as 1 2 3 4 5, right? And this Jenkins URL, okay? Jenkins URL is this. If you say this till shell project, it is common. Okay, Jenkins URL, job, and shell project. Here we have Jenkins URL and job and shell project. You can use this link till here. Let's see. Okay. Then slash build and the token. So if you use this link in the incognito mode, so we have to save this. And and I don't have remote system, right? So for that purpose, I am executing this in incognito. Okay. Now let's see what happens. If you see this, one build has triggered. Okay, one build has triggered. So it has executed this command, this shell project, and as well as the date. So what happened in this space? So we created this build. Okay, we created this simple build, and I don't want this to be executed in this server. And I whenever I want to execute this build in some remote server or any other location in different system, what I can do is you can simply go to this job. Okay, here trigger builds remotely. We have this option. Okay, you can simply give 1 2 3 3 4 5. I mean, I gave it as 1 2 3 4 5. You can give the token, any token. Okay, and then you just copy this URL. Okay, you have to give your Jenkins direct URL. Okay, and then /job /shell project. We are simply giving values of this code. Okay, we are simply giving values of this code, and along with that token number as well. So if you have this link, you can execute this build from anywhere. Okay, from any system. So I try to execute from my incognito mode. So it has initiated the build. Okay. Now right now time is 9:02, right? Let's talk about this build after another projects are build option as well. Okay. Let's go leave. I'm creating two simple projects again. Save. Just click on save. Am I audible? So Priyanka, maybe hello.
Yes, bro.
Okay. Okay. Power cut అయిన అనుకున్నాను. So let me create two simple builds. Okay. First one is, let's say this is build project. Okay. Simply click on freestyle project, and after this I'm not selecting anything. Okay, here in the execute shell session I'm giving one echo command. Okay, echo, this is build. Okay, build. So I'm simply giving this echo command, and I'm just saving this. Okay, I did not give anything. I just created this project, and in the shell session I just write one command, shell command, that is this is build. Okay, just save it. Now I'm not building it. I'm not building it. Let's go to dashboard again, and we'll create one more project called test, and click on freestyle. Okay, so just go to build session and add one more command called echo. This is test. So here I want this test project, test build that should happen after the build is happened. Okay, meaning a build అయిన తర్వాత అంటే ఆ build project అనేది రన్ అయిన తర్వాత నాకు ఈ టెస్ట్ అనేది రన్ అవ్వాలి. So I can give this option in the test. Okay, here you have option like build after other projects are built. Okay, here you need to give the name of that build. So we have project called build, right? So ఆ బిల్డ్ అనే ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత బిల్డ్ అయిన తర్వాతనే నాకు టెస్ట్ అనేది బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలి. సో అలా మనం ఇక్కడ ఒక కమాండ్ ఇచ్చుకుంటాం. ఓకే, అదే ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంది, ఆప్షన్ చూస్ చేసుకుంటాం. బిల్డ్ ఆఫ్టర్ అదర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఆర్ బిల్డ్ అని ఈ సెక్షన్ లో వచ్చేసి మనం బిల్డ్ ఇస్తాము, ఎందుకంటే మనకు దీనికంటే ముందు బిల్డ్ కావాలి కాబట్టి. అండ్ ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి మనము జస్ట్ రైట్ చేస్తాము ఎక్కువ మన మనం సేవ్ చేసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట. ఓకే, చూడండి, this is test project. Okay, so in this test project, if you go to configure session, now here we have build after other projects are built. So this project, test project, has dependency on other project. That is why we mentioned this project build. So okay, once after this project build is happened, then only this test project should happen. Okay, and in this test project I have this information that this needs to be executed. Okay, we can give one more command called date. Let's save this. Okay, now let's go to dashboard again, and this build, right now I am initiating this build. Let's see what happens. So this build, it is successful. Let's go to project and dashboard. If we check test, see, we did not start the build. Okay, but it is automatically started because we enabled that option, right, in the test. Okay, we go to this test in the configure session. So for build after other projects are built. Okay, we enable this option after building this project. Okay, after executing this project called build. Okay, this is automatically, this test project is automatically executed. That's why we have another build. ఓకే, బిల్డ్ అనేది మనము అక్కడ మన ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అక్కడ బిల్డ్ అయిన తర్వాత మనకి టెస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలి కాబట్టి దీని అక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేసాం అనమాట. మీరు ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయినా సరే దీనికంటే ముందు ఇంకొక ప్రాజెక్ట్ బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలి, ఆ తర్వాతనే మనకి ప్రాజెక్ట్ బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటే మీరు ఆ కాన్ఫిగర్ సెషన్స్ లో ఈ ఆప్షన్ ఇవ్వాలి, బిల్డ్ ఆఫ్టర్ అందర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ అని. ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ముందు అవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఆ ఆప్షన్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ దెన్ ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత, ఓకే, ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత సింప్లీ బిల్డ్ నౌ అని కొట్టండి. ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ద నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కూడా స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో what are the pending topics? Git and integration failed, right? So I'll look into that issue and we will discuss that tomorrow. And sequential execution of jobs. So sequential execution of jobs, ఇప్పుడు మనం చేసాం కదా ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ తర్వాత ఇంకొక ప్రాజెక్ట్. సో అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఈ టెస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కూడా ఇంకొక ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎలా చేయొచ్చు అనేది రేపు మళ్ళీ చెక్ చేద్దాం. అండ్ డిఫరెంట్ బిల్డ్ ఆప్షన్స్ లో ట్రిగర్ బిల్డ్ రిమోట్లీ ఆప్షన్ అయిపోయింది. టుమారో ఏం చేద్దామంటే Git and Maven integration, sorry, Git and Jenkins integration, and build periodically and policy the options. And tomorrow we have one option, one topic called cron tab. Okay, or else cron expression. వీటితో పాటు ఇంకా కొన్ని వేరే టాపిక్స్ కూడా చూద్దాము జెంకిన్స్ లో ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే.